Well, good morning. Hi, I'm Kim Johnson, and I'm coming to you. Many of you know me, those of you that don't. I'm really glad you just clicked on this because what I want to talk to you about this morning is the number one tip if you are confined to a home setting, if you work at home, if you're Corona home, if you're quarantine home, this is my number one tip. Now, I've been working from home for over 20 years. So I can tell you, I am an expert in how to structure your day at home. And we're going to be talking about that. And today, I'm going to tell you my number one tip. First of all, if you normally get up at 5, 6, 7, whatever your normal hours are, don't change them. So make sure that if you're thinking you could sleep in a little bit, don't do it. You need to get up on time. Now, if you normally don't use an alarm, you have the internal clock, obey it. But if you're getting a little bit lazy, you're like, well, we can sleep in a little bit, then make sure to set that timer so it goes off at the time that you need to wake up. Make sure you're getting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. You know your body. You know what's right. You might have young kids. That may be impossible. But the point is, stay on the clock. The second thing is, have that morning routine. Now, normally people grab a bite to eat, rush off to work. However, in a time like this, especially when everyone knows we're in a God timeout, that's the time to make sure you connect with God, all right? So the first thing I do in the morning, and I may rotate these procedures, okay? A lot of times, either number one, I will first pray. Now, this is the Jewish prayer book, but you may have another prayer book, all right? First, pray, okay? Then what I do is I read, I will read the Bible. My friend Stacy, she just showed me this on Psalms Tehillim. It has commentary. Very cool. I took a look at it this morning. Very, very encouraging, very uplifting. I also have books that I read, primarily, usually in the evening. I'll talk about that later. So I read something that is going to encourage me, motivate me, connect me with God. There has never been a more important time to connect with God, because whether people call it a humanitarian crisis, whether we call it an employment crisis, whatever we want to call it, I'm going to tell you right now, we are in a global timeout and God is at the helm of what's going on. So the faster we connect with Him and we turn our hearts back to Him, the faster we are going to see ourselves freed from our quarantine. So just a tip. Even if you don't believe in God, I'm telling you, this is the time to see if He's real, all right? Call out to Him. Find out, are you real, all right? Now, so that's the first thing I do. And then the next thing I do is equally as important, all right? Now, there's always in between grabbing your cup of coffee, grabbing your water, or if you're like me, grabbing your green juice in the morning. But I haven't even gotten to that place yet this morning where I grab my green juice, because the next thing I do, or it's the first thing I do, and then I do my reading and my meditating, my prayers, okay? The point is exercise. If you want to really crush the day, number one, set your time, 20 minutes. I would set an alarm. If you're not used to doing this, set a timer, 20 minutes of your motivational or your spiritual reading, your prayers, and then the next 20, 30 minutes, you are going to exercise. Now, I'm including in this video below links to walk at home and even a more intense cardio exercise for those of you that like intense, all right? I did that this morning. I'm not ready for the day. I just finished my exercise. That's why I'm all sweaty. Yeah, I crushed it this morning. Heavy duty cardio for 12 minutes. Then I did my walk at home, which I did actually the strength training, the toning, and then I stretch. So I try to get that in within a 30-minute segment. So all in all, between beginning and end, I plot out 1 hour, and that gives me my meditation, it gives me my exercise, and then I add one more thing to it. And this is planning my day. Now in here, okay, all right, I have a book that gives me the questions for the day, and then this is my morning routine. I don't usually put it down because I know it so well, but now these are all my Zoom classes that are already in, not Zoom classes, but Zoom meetings. And then I'm gonna put this down where you see a line. I have block time. I'm gonna go through this with you. I'm gonna be sending you a video on exactly how to schedule your day, even if you have kids. And so view my top tips for a morning routine. Number 1, wake up on time. Number 2, connect spiritually to God. Pray and read, all right? Read the Psalms, read the Bible. We read the Torah portion every day. That's the portion that's in the Jewish community throughout the world on a daily basis. Read your prayer books. Read something encouraging, motivating. Number 3, exercise. Do not leave it for the end of the day or the middle of the day. If you're alone, still do not leave it until the end of the day, because the day is going to take its own life if you let it. And you will not have the motivation to do it at the end of the day. So exercise first thing. If you have kids, exercise with kids. If you have a husband, you guys might want to exercise separately. Set the time, exercise. If you can still go out for walks, get out for a walk, 15, 20 minutes. As I said, I've got links below, and they will connect you with my favorite exercise programs on YouTube, all right? So there's so much available, especially now that everything is shifting to the virtual and online space, so much available. I'm gonna give you what I use, and you can also find your own and what works for you, okay? So this is my top tips for starting your morning. And the last thing I want to say about that, do not start your morning with your phone. Do not start your morning with the news. Do not start the morning with your computer. Because more than ever, you have got to establish a routine at home. So anyways, I love you guys, and I will see you in my top tips number 2 in the next video. God bless. Bye-bye.